Hello divas, dudes, and dolls, I'm Kira Couture, and welcome back to my Tinky Winky Rinky Dinky and one in the pinky, I guess, little review show, Very Slay, where we go over each and every one of the runway looks on every episode of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 9. I feel like this is probably going to be a bit of a fast one today, but this is yet again one of my other favorite themes to talk about in this show, reveal runways. Yay! This is something we'll talk about more in depth later on, I think, but for right now, I do want y'all to know that, I appreciate so much all the support that the channel's gotten, the show has gotten, all of that. But I'm at a point where, I think I just did way too much too fast at the beginning with all of the different seasons I was doing and putting videos out almost every day. And then when I got away from it and had some time to actually have a life, I realized how much I need that. And I don't want to go back to the content grind. The rapid fire nature of international drag race franchises that we have now kind of requires almost like content farm level of content output for Drag Race. And I'm at that point where I just can't do it, I can't keep up with it. And I'm doing all of this for literally nothing. But at some point, I have life changes I want to be able to make, and I can't make them unless I'm making money. So I'm still gonna be putting out some YouTube content through the rest of the year, but things are going to be changing a little bit. I'm not sure what that's going to be. I'm not sure what that means for Very Slay. I'm not sure what that means for the future of what I wanted to do on YouTube. You know, them's the breaks. So I hope you all stick around to be along for the ride. If you choose to unsubscribe because of me changing things, I totally get it too. But I would appreciate if you'd stick around because I would like to think that when we come back to making content, it'll be more intentional, it'll be more focused, and it will be more curated, and it won't be this rapid fire, cyclical, weekly scheduled structure that I almost feel like I'm pulling teeth to edit every week now. No, and for a while, when I was first doing everything, it was really, really fun and I loved it. Now it's and it's part of it because it's work, work isn't fun. But there's other things I do for work that are fun that I want to be able to do more often, and I don't know. We'll just see. Just letting y'all know. Things are gonna change. I don't know when they're gonna change, but keep that in the back of your minds. Let's get on with the show. For anyone who's unfamiliar with Very Slay, if I think a look is, fine, gets the job done, nothing impressive, we give it an okay. If I love it, we give it a slay, and if I don't like it for any reason, we give it an A. It's all in efforts to find our weekly Slay of the Day, my favorite look out of that episode, which will go up against our current reigning Slay of the season, Got Mix, A Tail and Two Titties Runway, to determine who will continue holding that title or maybe take up the mantle. And at the end of the season, whichever look comes out on top, I'm going to do a fun little illustration of eventually. Stay tuned. Burnout's real, y'all. Let's get into these looks. Alrighty, up first we have Nina West in this nun outfit. I know it's a flying nun, that's the reference. I appreciate the religious thing going through this set of looks. I actually quite liked the stained glass showgirl corset bodice piece. I thought that was very fun. I liked the print on it a lot. I liked the hairstyle a lot. I liked the headpiece mixed in with the hair. The third dress, the goddess, the drag queen dress. I know her whole thing is she wants her look to have a message, but the look is ugly. It didn't need to be there. It could have stopped at the first reveal, honestly, and it would have been fine. The third one just felt unnecessary. And I agree with the judges' comments about the shoe choice in the second look and just the shoe choice in general. The little feather bits on the shoe didn't make sense with the rest. I get it's the feathers to go with the feathers of the showgirl underskirt stuff. I just thought they were ugly. It didn't look good. And I thought the habit was a little too large, even before being a flying nun reference. I'm gonna give this an A, because even though I thought the stained glass part was nice, that's the only thing I liked about this in full, in terms of the entire presentation. It's campy, but it just doesn't have that level of taste that I am looking for, personally. Next up was Chanel. And again, this whole theme was day to night reveals, and I think Chanel did one of the best presentations of that idea of coming in with this very executive realness moment and then having it transition into an evening gown for a night out. I thought it was very elegant, I thought it was very glamorous, and there was something that was so old school drag about it that I fucking loved. Loved the color palette, I really liked the print on the dress. I actually thought her first look was quite chic as well, even though it has this kind of working girl 1980s kind of vibe to it. I was still very here for it. And I love a reveal where it leaves nothing on the stage. It was really well done, really well executed, giving it a slay, definitely. 1000%. Next up, we have Plastic Tiara, who's giving us this gorgeous geisha moment. The makeup, so soft, but it's also so precise, so good. I love the lashes too on these in particular. It was a really different cut for her normally that I was really here for. The hair, I'm sure, is the same person who did her hair for the Meet the Queens promo look. It wigged her down fiercely. I was very here for it. It was really good, really clean, really gorgeous sculpt. And the under reveal, this like, so there's a few artists out there that will like illustrate over drag photos. This kind of gives me that, but in real life. And like, for me, I thought this was better executed than some of the art concepts I've seen. It was just a little more streamlined for me. It worked really well. I liked the weapons involved too. It's very like cyborg, mid-2000s sci-fi character that I was really here for. And I thought this was like really gorgeously done. My one critique that I didn't really like is I didn't feel like there was a transition point between A and B. Like I didn't feel like there was a through line in terms of a story that was like a day to night reveal. Like she's a geisha, but now she's like a cyborg assassin lady. I don't know. There was just something about it that I just feel like there was a bit of a disconnect between the two looks, but I thought that both looks were stunning on their own and gorgeous and loved it. Slay. Roxy Andrews up next in this day to night moment, and I love that she went literal with this day to night moment. It felt very day to night in terms of the garment itself, this like coat dress moment that turns into this little cocktail dress with a coat over it. But the best part about this is the print, and then it starts off with like a daytime sky. It's very soft, very baby blues, whites, clouds, all of that. And then when she takes it off and she's in this little dress that's the night sky, and the stone sizing being different to be like the different stars and like the depth, like it just worked. It read as the night sky so well. I loved the belt with the giant moon buckle, and I loved the fact that the lining of the coat for the daytime is the nighttime and vice versa, and that it's reversible. It's just, I love functional fashion. So this was really fun to me, and I love when queens do like the very literal take on the theme. So this was, for me, perfect, no faults. I have no complaints with this. This was one of my favorite looks of the week so far, and I just thought it was impeccably done. Like it's tasteful garments that were kind of simple in terms of silhouette. When you look at it next to Plastic's second look, both looks really, but the second look in particular is a real wow moment in terms of like aesthetics. But when we're talking about fashion and how it relates to the theme, Roxy, I thought, did better on that. For me, it's still a slay either way. Next up, we have Got Mick, who's in the front who's giving us a bit of like a day to night reveal mullet moment with this fashion. I really loved the cut of this suit. I loved the slicked hair. I loved the makeup. It is very much the same style of mug and sculpt and shapes that we've been getting from Gottmik like almost every week now, which I'm not complaining. It's a good look and it works, but I'm waiting to see something that's not this like little wispy skinny brow and then the same eye shape. It is the same makeup basically every time, in my opinion, or it's very similar. So I'm just waiting for like those big wow moments in the makeup department, because Gottmik is capable of it. She's definitely capable of way more than what she's showing. So that's my biggest gripe with this. I loved the idea. I loved the reveal in the back being like the pink lingerie, very girly, and being like kind of this closeted businessman with this secret kink side underneath. I thought it was a very fun storyline. And it's well done, it's well made, so I'm gonna give it a slay. Then we have Georgia's. And I only liked the hair and makeup. I hated this outfit. The first outfit, it's napkins. It was ugly. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I thought the white ruffle that had like one boob out with the gold, it didn't make sense. It didn't read as a daytime look. It was just like there. And I know she was going for a 70s thing, but to me, like, you could have done so many things with that for a 70s look for daytime, and it would have made sense. It wasn't this. Like, this felt very much like the night after she went out in the night look. The gold looks great on her. I liked the fringe. I really didn't like the low cut back where it was like the thong with the low cut dress. It was a weird cut. I just didn't think it was necessary. I think you could have had it where it was just normally where the outfit would have stopped, where it totally covered everything. And it's not even like a modesty issue. It's that I just didn't like where the cut was placed on it. I just thought it made her proportions a little wonky in the back. But like from the front, it's gorgeous and it looked really cute and it's a fun dance costume. I get what she's going for. It's very Studio 54, but I just think that the whole idea could have been presented better and it could have been concepted better, frankly. I'm gonna give it an A. And starting off our final pair, we have Angeria, who I agree with Michelle that I thought there were like one pattern too many in this, and I think she didn't need that like fur sleeve thing. The Chanel Muppet arm came back with a vengeance this week. I just thought it threw the proportion off a little bit. I thought had it just been like a bare-armed, just like a gorgeous little dress, I think it would have worked better because the skirt in the first look had some flair to it, so it wouldn't have made her look like really boxy or make her proportions look strange. So I thought it was a flattering cut, and I loved the print of the skirt, and I loved the reveal into the animal print of the leopard. I loved the hair. The hair is my favorite part of the whole look. It was gorgeous. The whole thing is very much like Coming to America, but also had like a little bit of a like Atlanta hair show energy to me. So I was very here for the presentation of it. You can tell she's a pageant girl, the way she presented, the way she moved, and hitting her marks, hitting her points, knowing where to turn, how to style the garment. It was great. There was one or two too many things going on with the look that I thought she could have stripped back, and it would have been sleeker, it would have been more chic, and it would have been more sophisticated and more elegant. But I think it's still okay. And finally, we have Vanjie. This is my favorite thing I've ever seen her wear, aside from the Libra scales in season 11. This is so good. This is so, so good. I love a Pretty Woman reference. I love a reference in general. The hairstyle, the little updo that's a little bit messy, but it still kind of works, is so good. Like, it's nice to see her do something that's outside of that Y2K kind of Vanjie girl energy. I just loved it. I thought it was really, really good, and I found it really exciting. It gave me similar feelings to Tyra Sanchez's like shopping look. I can't remember what week it's from in season 2, but it's the one where she has like Santino's label on the bags. I thought the silhouettes were great. The cuts of everything was really flattering on her, and I'm gonna give it a slay. I do think the reveal could have been a little bit cleaner, but other than that, no complaints from me. And with that, that's going to wrap up our looks for this week's episode, and it's time to figure out who is our weekly slay of the day. Now, I think if we're talking about the individual standalone look out of everything that was presented here, I think I would be an idiot to not give it to Plastique, because frankly, this was Plastique's episode. But this is my show, and to me, I have to give my slay of the day for episode 5 to Roxxxy Andrews. I adored this look so, so much. I don't think you could have done anything to improve this, and I thought the whole idea of something that still felt very day to night in terms of like ready to wear fashion, but it was still elevated and so elegant, just like well detailed and very literal. I loved it. Like, you really didn't have to explain anything with this. You got day to night with the reveal. Like, what can I say? If it's right, it's right. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Let's put this look up against our episode 3 slay of the day Got Mix look. And as much as I do love this look from Roxxxy, I do think I could still make something more interesting with Got Mix. So Got Mix look is gonna hold on to that title at least for one more week. This next week, I have no idea what we're gonna get because we've got this roast and it's going to be very, very interesting. That's gonna be it for me for today. If you're interested in more Very Slay, at least for All Stars 9, and interested in whatever the hell it is I'm gonna do next, I am not sure. I think I need to have a little bit of a break and kind of a period of self-discovery again with content. But I don't know. I still want to talk about fashion, but I also want to talk about gaming things, and I want to talk about shiny. There's just a lot of things I want to do, and I think I need some time away to like really sit back and think about what it is I want to do. So you've got me at least for All Stars 9. Whatever comes after that is going to be up in the air. And I'm not sure what it is. It's kind of scary putting this out there, saying all of that. But I'm hopeful that whatever will come after Very Slay for All Stars 9 will be content I feel passionate about again. So I hope you all subscribe and stick around. I appreciate it if you do. If you want to send a digital tip my way, it's Pride Month, send $1. And again, we are raising money all month long over on my Twitch channel for the campaign for Southern Equality as part of Pokemon Pride. So come hang out with us, shiny hunt, and consider donating to a really great cause. I will have the link to my Tiltify for that campaign in the description. But until next time, be sure to go out there, stay kind, stay queer, and make sure that your day is very slay.